Hey guys, welcome back. Today it's going to be a little different. I'm going to be doing a sort of a review slash commentary on the Star Wars Theory Vader Episode 1 Shards of the Past fan film. Now, this isn't an initial reaction because I've seen this actually multiple times now. And I also am in it briefly. I have like a little cameo. So I got to be on set while they shot some of this stuff. And I would figure I could talk about that experience as we go through this. This is pretty cool, and it's one of these things where I did it just because a friend asked, like, hey, will you be in this fan film? And I said, sure. I've done plenty of them before. They're usually, whatever. They're either spoofs and they're kind of funny, or they're serious, and it's hard to pull that off. Well, I was pleasantly surprised when I saw this the other night. I got to go to the premiere over in Los Angeles and watch it on a big screen, which was a really awesome experience. I wish I could repeat it. I actually saw it twice in a row because I'm like, I don't know when I'm going to see it in the theater again. This is really good, so I got to watch it. Anyway, let's get this thing started, and we'll talk about it as it goes along. So, if you haven't seen it, go see it, or you can watch it with me now. Let's go. Okay, here it is. And it's starting. Star Wars Theory. Alright. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, Anakin Skywalker is dead. For 8 months, the mysterious Darth Vader has enforced the Emperor's commands. For some, the Empire brings fear. For others, it brings hope. But for Vader, it brings nothing but suffering. Well, I'll talk about this a little bit more at the end, kind of like what the point is. This shot, when it opened up, I was like, oh my god, this looks like a freaking movie. And to see this on the big screen, I'm like I could just be in a real legit Star Wars movie right now. This looks fantastic. And my friend Dupree played Darth Vader, and I think he did a really good job. Now, all this kind of has that almost like the Rogue One feel with Vader. Some people didn't like that. I enjoyed it. Some people were like, oh my god, it's so annoying. I liked it. And the voice actor did a really good job. That shot, amazing. This shot's amazing. This shot's great. That turn, awesome. The special effects artist did an incredible job. And now he's pulling a Kylo Ren. This shot, camera moving through all the laser blasts, very awesome. Now, I saw this in a theater full of people, and right there, the whole crowd went nuts. It was awesome. Oh, and there's our reveal. Palpatine. Love the sound effects.
I destroyed your enemies, forged for you an empire. Yet, like the Jedi, you have left me a mere shadow of what I was promised. You have taken everything.
Everything? Foolish boy. You grieve for the dead wife of an insolent Jedi.
So what's funny is when
your choice, just as your fate is mine.
when I was on set for this, I didn't see this guy that plays Emperor Palpatine, but I saw him at the premiere before the film started, and the guy in person looked so much like Ian McDiarmid. It was kind of crazy. I was like, oh my god. I'm like, he was definitely the Emperor. You could just tell without him being in makeup. Now, there's a few shots in here where I feel like the lighting kind of didn't flatter the makeup he had on, but there's some where it's just like almost perfect. There's even like this little, almost like a bubble in the makeup that I don't know if it was on purpose, but it's also in Return of the Jedi. So I'm kind of like, did they do the bubble on purpose in the chin, or is it like just happened to separate in the same place? I don't know.
The temerity to embrace the path set before you.
But I feel like in some of these shots, there's a little bit too much light under his chin. It kind of like, it makes his face not quite look the right shape, even though in person he looks very, very much like Ian McDiarmid. It's kind of crazy. Now, me being critical of this is probably just stupid, because this is a fan film, and there's so many parts that are so good that when something's not quite as good, it almost stands out more than it would normally. All right, he's got his lightsaber.
I made this for you, so you'll remember me.
Now, this little boy, Merrick is his name, that plays little Anakin. What's crazy is he was there the day that I shot. I think they may have filmed this scene the same day that I was there, but in the morning, because all these actors were on set and they only filmed for a day. But the little boy Merrick, this girl looks very much like Padme in this scene. I think her name's Kat. The little boy Merrick that plays little young Anakin, about 2 weeks after shooting this, maybe a month, I did another shoot for a rapper named Ghostmane, and I was all in like some kind of creepy makeup. And that little boy Merrick was on that shoot too, so he's going to be in that music video also with me. So that was kind of cool. I was in 2 shoots with him in just a few weeks. It was kind of awesome.
Forever shall you remain weaker than I. Always the servant, always the slave, young Skywalker.
So that shot's great. The guy that played Palpatine, he was voiced over by another voice actor, but he also could do the Anakin. I heard the Anakin. This shot. So you see, the whole thing was a dream. Now, this Anakin here is this is actually the guy that does Star Wars Theory, in the makeup. And here comes my scene right here. There I am. There's my droid. And that's it. That was it. My 3 seconds of fame. And that shot's really cool. It was all green screen, and they had his arms all green screened out. So now he's back in the Emperor's throne room. So these are the shots. Like, this shot feels a little small to me. I feel like a couple shots kind of show the set and kind of show that it's not really all that grand.
What is thy bidding,
And
my master?
I don't know if they had planned on... Like, this looks fine, but when you see those shots where you just sort of see the corner of the room, it looks like it needs a little more.
Your anger radiates like a whirlwind.
Again, like, me critiquing this is crazy. They shot all of the live action stuff in 3.5 days. All of it. Which, if you've ever been on film set, is a crazy turnaround time. To set up all these different shots, all the lights, all of those little snippets all had to have their own setup. And they did it all in 3.5 days. Really, really impressive. Plus, everything else coming up.
Then what is your hesitation, Lord Vader? Give in to your anger. Strike me down.
I have no such wish, master.
Pathetic. A mighty Sith Lord crippled by melancholy and indecision. All due to the attachments of a Jedi.
There is no attachment. Anakin Skywalker was weak. I destroyed him.
Did you? Yet Skywalker's powers dwarfed yours, did they not? No. Right. Lord Vader.
Rise, Lord Vader.
It is the way of the Sith to destroy all who stand in the way to power.
So this is one of the shots where I feel like that back corner needed some kind of set decoration or something to kind of fill it out a little more. It just feels like an empty room.
Keeps you subjected and decrepit within that armor. Anyone? If so, only your hate will eradicate you. Use it.
I cannot, my master.
That is why my disappointment with you grows by the second. Embrace the choices that have brought you here. Revel or forever live in the shadow of Anakin's
Shadow of Anakin Skywalker.
Now, I have a task for you, my young apprentice. There's a great disturbance in the Force. A powerful Jedi survives in
God, his face looks amazing right there.
He must pay the price for his betrayal.
Like that lighting really, really makes him look like the Emperor. This is some of my favorite lighting on him. Is this?
That of the late Queen Padme Amidala. It is no coincidence. He draws you there because he knows who you are, Lord Vader.
Lord
The clones
Vader.
that report he wields an amethyst blade.
Ooh,
How is that possible?
Power.
power.
That's how. And you and I both know this particular Jedi wields a great deal of it.
I will finish what we started, master.
Will you? I wonder.
I wonder.
Eliminate this
I
Jedi.
wonder.
Pledge yourself to the dark side fully, Lord Vader. Relish in the gifts it bestows upon you. Only then will you be able to
Only
trust the
then.
chains that bind you and achieve a power as never before.
Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but I played Emperor Palpatine on a JonTron video. If you guys watch JonTron, they did a series called Starcade, and on the final episode, I played Emperor Palpatine for that. It's pretty fun. So I got to sit in the throne room, and they had a really cool set. This is one of the shot coming up here is amazing.
Prepare my personal shuttle. I seem to be afflicted by a sudden tinge of nostalgia to visit my beloved Naboo.
Naboo. So this shot right here. Oh my god. In the big screen it looked like I was in the theater. Boom. So good. So freaking good. I'm telling you, looking at this in a movie theater, I'm like I feel like I'm watching a freaking Star Wars movie. This too is really good matte painting. And then this location that they found, somewhere by Pasadena, I guess.
Welcome, Lord Vader.
And it's actual. It's a. What do you call it? Not a morgue. Oh my god, a mausoleum. So there's actually dead people in the walls.
Use the 501st.
As you wish, sir.
Anakin.
This shot is really good. Like how iconic that looks. Uh-oh. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the light coming up from the hole is purple. So, it's looking like a Mace Windu. It's pretty good. So, yeah. So, anyway, that was the Shards of the Past Vader fan film. Really well done. And I'm quite stoked that I got to be in this because it's like I said, a lot of times you go into one of these things, and I don't even know how many fan films I've helped with or just done the C3PO for or whatever, and you never know what they're going to turn out like, and almost always, they're not great. Some of them are fun, but they're never, it's hard to say that there's any that are just great. And so when I did this one, it was the same thing. I went to set, they had like a decent crew and everything, so it felt kind of legit, but you never know. So I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do it and see how it goes. My friend Dupree, that you just saw his name on screen, he played Vader. He had contacted me earlier about doing this, and I forgot all about it. And he called me up. He's like, "Hey, that shoot's coming up this Friday. Can you still do the droid?" And I was like, "Yeah. What color do you want me to, like? Do you want C-3PO like shiny or dirty or whatever? Find out how you wanted the droid." He's like, "Oh no, we wanted the Death Star droid." And I was like, "Oh my god, I sold part of the costume a while back, so I sold the torso and the shoulders and the arms, so I didn't have those anymore. I had the helmet and the legs and the shorts, and that was kind of it. So I started on, like, I don't know, Monday, I started reprinting all the parts. I reprinted the whole torso, the shoulders, and arms all before Friday when my scene was, and I frantically assembled everything. I was literally painting parts on set so that I could just get it there, and you know, it's down to I'm literally gluing the hands together right before it's time to shoot, which is not optimal. I would rather it not be like that, but it was cool. It was a bit stressful. I didn't know how this was going to be, so I was felt a little frustrated, but I was like, it seems all right. But then when I saw it on the screen, I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Super stoked. Glad I did it. It came out good. But yeah, that's how it goes. People are like, you put in all that work for that one little shot? And I'm like, yeah, Star Wars is like that. That's one of the things that I love, is in the old films, you see droids and costumes, like really cool characters walk by the camera for a second, and you just ignore them. Like, they just walk past like it's everyday life. The camera doesn't focus on them or anything. And half the stuff that I like in the Star Wars is just stuff that they walk right by, like it's no big deal. So I think that it would have been really easy to add more shots of the droid or whatever. Let me turn this down, this is too loud. It would have been really, really easy to add more shots of the droid and, ham it up, or with any of the other stuff. Same thing, clone troopers or whatever. But they kept everything pretty short and sweet, which I think is really important. That's I think a thing that a lot of the fan films really, really suffer from is the fact that they can't edit. Like, they'll video some aspect, and then the people editing it or putting the film together will like some little nuance of the scene that really doesn't need to be there, and they can't get past the point of like cutting out something they like so that the film is better. So you get these weird edits where there's like too many frames at the end of a cut, or somebody will say something and the pause between when the next person talks is weird. It's just terrible, but they didn't do that here. So I'm really happy about that. Anyway, I'm very stoked on this thing. It's an incredible job, especially for a fan film. And they weren't allowed to monetize this due to what Lucasfilm, they talked to Lucasfilm, got permission to do this, but one of the stipulations was you can't make any money off of it. So there's no ads on this video. So if you see this, go check out their page, Star Wars Theory. Go watch a bunch of his other videos so at least he can get some monetization from those videos and put it toward the part 2, because I'm kind of excited to see where this goes. Really impressed with the job they did. And yeah, 2 million views in just over 2 days. So it's doing well. It's doing well. Too bad it's not monetized. But I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for stopping by and listening to me ramble. If you've got questions about the shoot or anything, type them below and I will try to answer. I will see you guys soon with some more like making stuff kind of videos. Later!